First Peter 5, verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. All praises, glory, and honors to Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles, and to the elders of Great and Stone, peace and salutations to the elect. I'm Brother Makolat. I'm doing something, but soon do that. Soon come. Yeah, soon come. Yeah. I'm Brother Makolat from the Great Stone Jamaica camp. With a quick little lesson for the elect. Now, the basis of my lesson is just I just came in and I saw the shooting from the agents that's on heist. And it took place a couple of hours ago, the 7th of January. And the spirit is on me to speak on it, yeah? So as much as I'm sleepy, I said that, say something on it. Because I've been meditating, like, for the most part of the day, I was meditating how, like, for the people out here in the islands, or we're actually killing ourselves to be in America, which is Babylon the Great, and how, the American dream that was taught to us by the powers that be, also from quote-unquote loved ones that live in America, are just friends, people that you know. That dream has become a nightmare, but yet still, the people out here in the Caribbean, we still think to ourselves that it's the best place to be, as if that Babylon the Great is the kingdom of heaven, which we are here to tell you no, it's not. And through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, that place is going down. And I won't play the video with the lady being hit with the bullet, but we can speak on it. Copyright laws and whatever. But I have other videos showing that they're divided. And we know what Yahweh Shai says, as a matter of fact. Our Lord Yahweh Shai, basically give us insight on how this man's kingdom is about to fall. You understand? I think I want to read it in Mark 9 verse 1. It says, and he said unto them, verily I say unto you, that there be some of... No, not that's not one I want. Matthew 12:25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, let me start at verse 24. But when the Pharisees heard it, they said, this fellow doth not cast out devils, but by Beelzebub, Satan, the prince of the devils. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? But if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom do your sons cast them out? Therefore they shall be your judges. So this is a very powerful scripture here that Yahweh Shai have said unto the wicked scribes and Pharisees. Well, this here says the Pharisees. But if Satan be divided against himself, his kingdom shall not stand. And we are seeing this to the point where a statement like this can be made. Now I'm gonna play it, right?
Vice, get the fuck out of Minneapolis. We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead.
Right. So these men hate the prime minister, not the prime minister, the president. They hate the president, right? No. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me just play. I think this is a governor. Let me just play.
Minnesota National Guard. We have soldiers in training and prepared to be deployed if necessary. I remind you, a warning order is a heads up for folks. And these National Guard troops are our National Guard troops. They're teachers in your community, they're business owners, they're construction professionals. They are Minnesotans. Minnesota will not allow our community to be used as a prop in a national political fight. We will not take the bait. We will continue to update you, Minnesota, as we get more information. Now I'd like to turn it over to Commissioner.
Hey, and I want to say something as well. That see, the time that we're living in now, the spirit that's on these men, the spirit of Cain, to use the weapon that they have against you tribes. Because I haven't seen the lady what she looks like, but I bet you she's from one of them tribes, man. If it's real, because then again, you don't know what to believe on the internet is real. But however is taking effect. I've seen the video, but when it comes to show the lady in the vehicle supposedly passed out, the videos has been blurred. So, but we're gonna take it to the grain of salt and say, yeah, it happened, you know. But all these things are happening to fulfill the prophecies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Right? So this lady is gonna comment on it again, right? No, this is what it says.
Governor Walz has just announced that they may be at war with the United States government. He has issued a warning call to the National Guard of Minnesota. They have about 7,500 who are in active training this week with a total of 13,000 service members. He said the National Guard is there in Minnesota to protect U.S. citizens against ICE, and he will deploy them if necessary. He said this administration is governing through fear and terror, and that the U.S. citizens in Minnesota obviously need protection from the U.S. government at this point. He said ICE agents were tampering with evidence after they took this woman's life. He said not only do we have the right, but we have the duty to protest. But he encouraged everyone to do it peacefully. He said that we have the right to march and to gather, to hold signs, to yell what you want. He said over and over again to avoid any kind of violence. We have hit a tipping point in this country. The Trump administration has decided to take out anybody in their way. Please stand with Minnesota.
Hey, and no, we understand what should I say, the pretext of a peaceful protest, but that's bullshit. Because that woman was taken out not through the act of peace. That's the reason why in the law, as a matter of fact, let's get the law. See, in Book of Numbers, I think it's 30. Where is it? Hold on. 2, 4. I think I read it like the New Testament. It's Exodus. Alright, so let's Exodus 21 verse. Alright. Starting at verse 23 says, and if any mischief follow, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, stripe for stripe. Right? So this is what the law says. So what kind of peaceful protests will do shit? a man brutally unalived, yeah? Somebody in the face in cold blood. And he gonna talk about peaceful protest. And he even to send to the sellers, behind the sellers, man. No, he should have faced the same penalty. You know, that's true justice. So shall thou put away evil from among you, but that's not the case right here. See, and I'm still thinking to myself, what is it that these people are seeing in Babylon the Great that would cause them to want to be there in this time? And I'm speaking about, you know, people from neighboring countries, Jake, to be precise, like in Latin America and in the Caribbean and stuff like that. What's so important about a place like that? That MAGA movement, you know, I'd bring up back that spirit of Cain, as I said, which would cause them to, you know, to have no fear to show how racist they are. You remember they have that orange man in office, which is a hell of a racist as well. See, he only put on a show, you know, to get the love of you people to get him in, which in reality you didn't get him in. He was selected, not elected. You people under the delusion that you elected him, but nah, he was selected by the elites. And he's doing the bidding of the elites perfectly. See, basically season a Russian oil tank. Seeing shit is getting crazy. This man, and I was thinking also about this since night when he was first brought into office. That's what 2025. The first month, first 2 weeks felt like a fucking year, man. And he's doing the same thing again in 2026. There's never a dull moment with Trump. There's always something happening. Always something happening. Even if it's him sleeping when he's been interviewed. So like, yeah, but there's always something happening with DJ Trump. So you can't get bored with Trump because he's pushing so hard for the prophecies of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to be fulfilled. Right? So now you have people protesting like hell. You know? They're protesting. Seattle, Chicago, New York. You know? Minneapolis, New York. You know? Jake's out there protesting. Right? See, they're through. You know? No, I want to play this. I want to play this. Oh, but before I play this, let me get Isaiah 19. Now one might say, oh, it's the same scripture you bring out, but there ain't no new scripture. We're just gonna have to bring out these prophecies because that's where we're at now. We're living in end time prophecies. Isaiah 19 verse 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdoms, and kingdom against kingdom, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof. And I will destroy the coast thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. Right? And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel lord, the orange man, and a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. So this is what's happening now. You know? The Egyptians against the Egyptians. They are divided. You have actual politicians from different states, like that one, forget his name on the video, that's saying they're gonna mobilize the National Guard to go against ICE. That's a civil war. Or should I say that's talk of civil war right there. We're living in some very serious times. Now is the time to make it right with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. No. Then all of that, listen to the audacity. I won't play all of this video, but just listen to this shit, yeah? Now I'm gonna show you that this man, Esau Edom, is in his power seat. Listen to this.
And people just ought to get accommodated with that.
So what about the 22nd Amendment?
There's many different alternatives. At the appropriate time, we'll lay out what the plan is, but there's a plan. We had longer odds in 16 and longer odds in 24 than we got in 28. And President Trump will be the President of the United States, and the country needs him to be President of the United States. We have to finish what we started. Trump is a vehicle, I know this will drive you guys crazy, but he's a vehicle of divine providence.
There's a reason that fascist regimes always lock into the dominant religion of the country and start to use religious language and image and symbols. And James Tallarico said it best, because there's nothing more dangerous than a tyrant who believes that they're on a mission from God. And if we look at both church history and world history, people have used the certainty of God being on my side as an excuse to exterminate their enemies. When the Trinitarians took over the Christian doctrine at the Council of Nicaea, deciding that the Trinity would be the new belief for...
If you know anything about history, man, you can see that this man have the spirit of Nero. You know? And he's saying, this man, I forgot, I don't even know his name. He got to finish what he starts. And remember, the scripture said the devil knew that he had but a shot. As a matter of fact, let me just get that. Revelation 12, verse 12, right? Revelation 12. And it reads... Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. So they have a short time. That's the reason why this fellow here is saying that, we have to finish what he started. And what he started, you notice how easy it is now for these skinheads and these rednecks and to use their weapon, to brandish their tool, because they have the backative of the power of the state with them to be against Jacob. That's the reason why you have to stay fervent in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But at the end of the day, there will be civil war and stuff, one realm against another. You know, there'll be race wars. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Ain't we reading about this? You know? Race war, class war, you name it. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation, because we're living in perilous times. And this tribulation is building and more as the day approaches, man. So you have to just stay prayed up, stay in the spirit, don't become disenchanted, man. Lose not the faith. For remember, it is impossible to please him. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh unto him must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder to them that diligently seek him. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Mashiach Yahushai. Shalom.